Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Moohead Radio. I'm your host, a big and furry bovine. Joining me in this Thanksgiving day after, where nobody gives a shit program, is my loyal friend, the Moose.
Moose.
Broncola in Great Britain. And if you want to join us, we're having a discussion. I think it's up on the YouTube page, the link for panelists, but Bronk wasn't finding it there. So who knows whether it
might be there, it might not be there.
Who knows? Well, one guy, here's Run Left, and I give a shit, damn it. Absolutely, I do.
It just takes that one person to care. Makes all the difference. You've been seeing a lot of this about men's mental health and all that, and all this buddying up and shit. It makes a difference.
And what I'm going to do right now is share this. I always
here we go.
Hey, but we're the blue, so hey.
It's only because it's the 49ers.
I mean, hey.
Yeah. You gotta do the whole program the John Madden voice. If we're doing a John Madden.
We're gonna have a turducken. I mean, I'm watching Madden, Fox. I'm watching CBS, and they're all just reminiscing about John Madden stories. It's like
he's dead. He's Ask John. I'm dead. They're all wearing my thing on their jersey.
Yeah, I could see Pat Summerall. The one time I was drunk and I saw John getting a blowjob.
Yeah.
Oh man.
One thing I didn't remember about John Madden was that he was only 32 when he was hired, and then he retired from coaching really young,
very early. And
I thought he was always 45 years old for like 50 years.
Yeah, burnout factor. I mean, the coaching burnout factor is real. Hello, Stephen Rose. How are you? Yeah. So the map here, this is for the Browns game in Cleveland against the 49ers, and you can see Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, Dayton, Toledo, all. And if you're streaming this game from somewhere, God knows where, and you're not in the Cleveland area, Flint, Michigan, and Grand Rapids, and Detroit, Michigan, all the way into Milwaukee, into Green Bay, all the way into Minnesota, and Duluth, Tony the Calf,
Tony the Calf country.
Yep, absolutely. And then go all the way to the West Coast. You got Phoenix, you got Las Vegas, you've got Reno, you've got Salt Lake City. The Mormons could even stream this, for God's sakes. You've got Spokane, Washington. This is unreal. You've got Eugene, Oregon.
Wow.
Yeah, and then throughout California, Los Angeles, and Bakersfield, and Buck Owens' corpse will be watching, and Fremont, and Sacramento, San Francisco. I mean, you name it.
Flagstaff. I mean, they're
San
all
Diego, there. Tucson, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. If you can't stream this game, you're not interested, if you don't. But I put this up as a public service because you may be like me and just sick and tired of,
Well, it's amazing. It's the early window, and so people in Flagstaff will have to get up at 9 in the morning or 8 in the morning or whatever and watch the game.
The thing is that I hate it now when the Cavaliers play or football games are on, and I don't remember. It's like, is this an ESPN game? Is this a Peacock game? Is this? I mean, it's and it's like, fuck it,
Prime, Amazon Prime.
Yeah, is it Amazon Prime? That's another one that always fakes you out, So,
wow.
Yeah. So here's my little story to start out the show today.
Good. Story time with Mr. Boo.
Brandon Howard is the guy who posts. He is the CBS editor for CBS Fantasy Football. He's kind of
Fun
like
to see.
the Mr. Rourke, right, of CBS football.
You should do the Mr.
Tattoo.
Rourke voice for this.
Place your bets now on Fantasy League. And he and I have conversed over the course of years back and forth. And, he took umbrage
Wow.
at what I'm going to do next. Overrated. I don't know how many more times I have to say this about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
He just continues to disappoint. These are games. I mean, when you're playing the 3-8 Bengals and you're 6-5, you got to win that game. Yeah, you got to do something better than what he did. And so at any rate, he didn't care for the fact that I said that he was overrated. And and he said that I was, here's a word. This is what I call a 2025 word.
Ooh.
You are marginalizing him.
Wow.
Marginalizing. I mean,
as if that could happen to Lamar Jackson, if only,
I mean, but the notion of marginalizing, the implication is you're marginalizing him because he's a minority. You're marginalizing her because she's a woman. You're marginalizing because you prefer it over butter on your toast.
Wow.
Marginalize. And it's like anybody, I've been on the air for 24 years. Anybody who listens,
you hate everybody.
Equal opportunity.
You hate everybody. You're not picky.
No. I mean, people will complain. Do you know that I lost half of the viewers of the post-game show because of politics?
Oh, I'm not.
Because I didn't put up flags and go, God bless America. And I didn't say, God has saved me and all of that. I lost.
I'm surprised you got any at all, really, other than me.
I'm not spewing that kind of stuff. This program is a sports program, always has been, and a kind of a cultural show. Little cultural references here and there.
Cultural wars every now and then, but it's pretty mild, really.
Yeah. No, I'm not marginalizing Lamar Jackson.
So is that like the in way of saying discriminating against?
Marginalizing is it's a polite way of saying that.
Wow.
And
okay. I've not heard that.
Yeah, it's like calling somebody a racist without calling them a racist. Basically, you're dismissing them. That would be, you're dismissing him because he's black. Okay, and only I can judge this because I am black. And this is the most ridiculous thing. Do I have to get into an argument? Well, I married a black woman, so I get this whole thing. You don't need to lecture me. All Caucasians are not the same.
Oh, there's shitty black quarterbacks, shitty white quarterbacks, and shitty quarterbacks somewhere in between.
But the thing about Lamar Jackson is it's not that he's shitty. It's not that he's no good. He's very talented. But I get in trouble, well, when you say he's really physically gifted, that you're going back into the same thing. You're marginalizing him.
Yeah. Okay.
And he tap dances so well. I mean, it's like, make this stop, dear God. I mean, you can't say anything. Wow. And it's the same people who are saying they're hating on LeBron James, but they're loving on Michael Jordan.
Oh.
And I don't understand, for the life of me, I don't understand.
Wow.
So,
wow. I don't know what to tell you. I have nothing to offer you.
Neither do I.
But you know what? That loss by the Ravens did? It did a magical thing. When you go on the NFL.com, you see in the hunt. You see Cleveland at the bottom at 3-8, and that wouldn't have happened had the Ravens won.
So. Yeah, Well,
There you go.
again, that's a game you have to win. Somebody has to come out of the AFC North to play. And let's be honest about this. And I'll just speak right out about Lamar Jackson, once and for all, And if you got to play Cincinnati and Cleveland twice a season, that's 4 games out of your 17. That's 25% of your damn schedule. And you win most of those games, and you damn well should. Then what does the overall record have to do with anything?
Exactly.
Well, the team has won during this period of time. I know that Lamar wasn't the quarterback this year because he's hurt, but this is all the argument I've made over the course of years, that if he didn't get it done early, the way he plays the game, he's going to incur injuries. And it has come to pass. Yeah. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm going to be the first one to say, shit, I was wrong about this. But he's missing games because he's having injuries that linger, not just injuries that might take him out for a game, which would happen to him earlier in his career. He's not healing as quickly. And that's the first part of this. Not that I'm marginalizing somebody. He is extremely gifted. He's a fantastic athlete. He is a magnificent open field runner. But when push comes to shove, and he's not playing the Browns or the Bengals, and he gets into the postseason because he got to play them 4 times. And now the Steelers, who are sucking donkey dick. My God, how could they not come out of that division?
Yeah, it's unfair on the other teams in the AFC. Like, the Steelers have had 500 records for 30 years in a row?
Yep.
But they played the fucking Browns twice and beat the crap out of them
Absolutely.
twice a year.
And so, again, let's wipe the regular season out. And what do we judge quarterbacks on? And would anybody give a shit about Patrick Mahomes if he didn't win multiple Super Bowls?
I wouldn't.
I mean, does everybody talk about Dan Marino nonstop now, or Tom Brady?
Who?
Tom Brady, they do, but Dan Marino is on anything. He never made it to the Super Bowl and never won a Super Bowl. So there you have it. I mean, and it has nothing to do with marginalizing people on a racial basis. It has to do with the same standard I'm holding to one guy that I'm holding to the other guy. Hello, McFly.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm sitting back and watching the Cincinnati Ravens game, and it's like, man, no wonder they fired their last offensive quarter. Now their new Monken is it's like,
we know what he's all about.
If you have that quarterback, here's what you know, because every offensive coordinator has done the same thing. The last guy who lost his job, first wasn't there Wink Martindale, the game show host?
Come on,
welcome to Tic-Tac-Toe. I'm Wink Martindale. And then I don't know who the next guy was, but they all
really don't care.
and you've got the coach, the head coach, and I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
They were talking about, well, we're going to make this a more expansive offense. Remember when they said we're going to let Lamar Jackson do his thing, but then they end up getting Derrick Henry and going right back to a running game.
Correct.
Because without a running game, if you're relying on that guy's arm, it's not. No, you're
not going to win.
And I think partly because of the head coach and then the offensive coordinator. I talk about the Browns all the time, so I'm not marginalizing the Browns. I'm not marginalizing Dylan Gabriel because he's a midget or he's Hawaiian. It's like I'm just assessing based on what I see, and I have quite a history on Lamar Jackson, and
God, years and years of going on.
They always had a really good defensive team, and that has really failed them this year.
Yeah, they're not good this year at all. And The thing I would say about Lamar Jackson is a British phrase would be he flatters to deceive, in the sense that
Hmm.
he looks better than he really is. He flatters to deceive. So,
Well, that's interesting. I like that. It sounds like something Shakespeare would have written.
or Peter Alice would say that.
No, Bob Shakespeare. He,
Bob
he
Shakespeare.
lives down the road.
Yeah.
Here, get this: Lamar Jackson's playoff stats in his career:
Oh God.
13 touchdowns, 11 turnovers, with a 3-5 record. You just can't win that way. And in his career, he has stated that he gets too amped up for playoff games. It's in his head. In his head. In his head. You have been on this show too long, dude. I mean, you're reading my mind now, and that's scary.
I'm in your head.
Yeah. Zombie.
Stop it.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
So I mean, that's not the stuff of which you would want to hang your hat on. And the thing he said in his post was, it's like you were waiting 8 years just to post this. It's like, no, I've been saying this for a long time.
Well, people don't know, so they make ignorant comments because that's what social media is for.
He's in the majority. People don't listen to this program. He's in the majority. But but you don't lash out at somebody and say you're marginalizing them. It's foolishness. And
oh wow.
Yeah. So at any rate, that game, I'm just sitting there watching it going, oh my God, he is going to lose to Joe Burrow with a plate in his shoe. Yeah. And, you see how much better Jamar Chase is receiver wise and why you need big wide receivers today.
Chase, anything through to him, he was like hoovering it up, man. He was like,
well, he's got a wingspan, he's got a vertical jump, he's bigger, and he's as fast or faster than the defensive secondary trying to cover him.
The number one receiver in the country, I would think.
But you can't let Joe Burrow come back out of the field like that. And
Marty Morningweg. Thank you, David Talevsky.
Marty Morningweg, Greg Roman, then Todd Monken.
They sound like a really bad, shitty podcast.
Yeah,
not like this one.
Morningweg, the morning guy, right here on Moohead Radio. Hi, how are you? I'm a friendly adult communicator.
With Roman the Roman.
So you have a morning wag host, you have a game show host, and then you can come up with a Roman joke.
Yeah, plenty of Roman jokes.
Do you know why he was let go, Greg Roman?
I've forgotten. Really, you can tell me.
He had Roman hands.
Whoa!
And sort Russian fingers.
Sort of like that guy down in Houston now. Anyway.
Hey Adam, how you doing? Yeah, it's nice to see people who are checking out the show and realizing it's still the same crap and then going away.
It's just deteriorating by the second.
Oh, it is fun. I wanted to do something else here because we do have to at some point in time. By the way, just Joe Burrow only completed about 50% of his passes.
He looked like a 1980s overrated quarterback himself.
But he threw for 261 yards.
Say this about Burrow is that whatever he's got in his shoe, why don't they try giving it to Darius Garland?
Well, this is what I talked about orthotics for his feet.
Yeah,
because there is a mechanical component with these turf toe injuries. In the case of Burrow, from my understanding, it was his hoof. No.
Yeah, he needed a new horse.
No, but it was his little toe, more like the Jones fracture area.
Oh, right.
And for Darius, it was the great toe.
Big toe, yeah.
Yep. And so there's that. But, 28-yard run by Derrick Henry. The other 9 yielded him
2
yards. 22 yards.
Yeah.
Can't win like that. And Lamar Jackson running for 27 yards and 6 carries. He isn't voluntarily running the ball now. But can you blame him? He has a career in front of him, and he doesn't want to take the crazy risks that he did.
Yeah, he's grown up. I mean, Baker Mayfield grew up. They're growing up, these young lads.
Right.
So
now, I want to share a screen because I want everybody. I know this is Thanksgiving weekend, and I hope you had a pleasant Thanksgiving yesterday, and that you're cleaning up on those leftovers today. This will be really interesting if I can actually find. Oh no, it's not letting me.
Oh, there was going back to one of our shaky topics while you're trying to do that, is that there was some eccentric refereeing in all of those games yesterday. None more so than the Cowboys being helped against the Chiefs. I mean, there was some shady shit going on. But
there always is.
Even in that Ravens game where they called the offensive interference on that push-off, how many times have receivers gotten away with that push-off and they've never called it, but they called it last night.
Now you see, you got to get ready for the Browns, man. We're trying to win 2 games in a row, folks.
We've never done that.
If Topaz the Wolf can get his hands on this, or his paws on this kind of stuff, you can too.
Go Topaz.
Yeah. So he's ready for the game. I'm ready for the game. And I hope you're ready for the game too. I just wanted to make sure that I promised I would show him on the program. So
he's Topaz.
He is a great hound. He is. Stop calling me a greyhound. I said great hound.
Yes, he's a great hound.
All right. So at any rate, let's start. And I'm going to start sharing a screen here. This makes me vomit. All right.
I ate a little while ago. Yeah.
And I'm going to get to that in a minute, Adam. And yes, Topaz is a big Shador fan. He bring on Shador. Absolutely. The dog he wants. The whole team are dogs. And so is he. So I'll talk about our chances in just a little bit. I wanted to start out with the finalization of what I was screaming about the last game. Press conference today, and everyone, the different players are given an opportunity to get up and talk. Now, if you were the Cleveland Browns, who would be the last person that you would want to put up there to talk?
Jerry Jeudy.
That's correct, Alex.
Bing, 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 bing. You know what? I have been on this program far too often.
All right.
You are right.
All I'm going to do is play his answer to the question of what happened on the play where he made money gambling. Okay? Listen to his answer, and this will make you understand why I am so damn suspicious of this whole thing. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
I was trying to make a play. Wide open. I see 3 defenders right there out from the cut cross field. I ain't feeling behind me. Simple as that.
Now, I'll play it again, Sam. What happened on that play? That's the question.
I'm trying to make a play. Wide open. I see 3 defenders right there out from the cut cross field. I ain't feeling behind me. Simple as that.
Now, if you honestly see him, look at the look on his face. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care.
He's not apologizing or
He's
anything.
and he's saying, "Oh, I just made a play, and I was trying to make a play, and a guy crept up behind me, and he has seen the play. He had to have been talked to about the play,
And he said days to think about it.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
and that's
Wow.
I would not play him for the rest of the season. I don't trust this guy, and even if he didn't sell the team down the river through gambling methodologies or whatever, and making money on the side, which is unfortunately what I believe happened, he obviously isn't repenting in any way.
No.
He's just saying he was trying to make a play by stopping running. Now, if you want to believe that, then you go ahead and play him. But then we sit back and remember all the dropped passes that he's led the league last year in drop passes. He's dropping them again this year, and then he does this. This is beyond coincidence. Shedeur deserves better than Jerry Jeudy.
Well, any quarterback would, I would have thought.
Well, if you're a young guy trying to make a living for yourself, or if you're Dylan Gabriel, it's like you can't just say, I got to look good now, so I'm going to throw it to number 3. You can't do that. Yeah. It doesn't work. I thought that was like the most nauseating thing.
I don't know. Some body language person can look at that clip, but he was moving his head side to side as he was like coming off of that comment too. So that's never a good tell. I mean, dude shouldn't be playing poker, But anyway.
Yeah, it's just pathetic. And again, you want to talk about marginalizing people, all right? And the shit that Shedeur is dealing with right now is really ridiculous. And here's Hall of Fame writer Mary Kay Cabbagehead's headline: How Shedeur Sanders Can Make Browns History versus the 49ers, and what he means by not comfortable. You see, they're going to take these words
and then twist them.
And twist them. You read that headline, you say, what the fuck? He's not comfortable. He's not supposed to be comfortable. Well, and immediately it gets you to thinking, because once you read the article itself, it is lame. The way he could make history is being the first quarterback who was in his first 2 games would win. It doesn't mean anything to me. But there was never a question, if you follow this stuff and you don't just read social media crap, that what he was saying was, I'm not comfortable with just being okay. I want to be great.
Yeah,
I want to be better and good and work at it. I'm not comfortable with this performance.
Yeah, he knows he needs to improve, which is fine. That's the default position, really.
So, and Shedeur talking about the 49ers. They're a well-coached team. They rush the passer well. They're great in coverage. They have great disguises overall. They know how to get pressure on the quarterback. Great all-around defense, and more so a great all-around defense than they are. I think they're only like at 11. I want to say the number 11 is sticking in my head.
Oh, Gary, the numbers guy.
They're not. Yeah, they're not getting the kind of turnovers that they would want to get, and so they're 8-4, but they're winning a lot of close games because the scoring isn't real great. Brock Purdy is kind of crapped out.
Yeah.
So but their head coach, Saleh, is a guy who is a defensive guy. Saleh is their defensive coordinator, and he always puts together a very hard-hitting and consistent defensive effort, and they're holding teams to very low point levels. Put that on top of that, the fact that this is going to be another morning snowstorm in Cleveland on Sunday.
Yeah.
25 to 35 mile an hour lakefront winds and a temperature somewhere in the range of 35 to 38 degrees. And there's going to be mixed in rain. So the field could be a trough. That's what's going on.
Is that what Dick Goddard says about this? Because I have seen people complain on my timeline about snow in Cleveland. So
thank you, David. That was the statistic. The sacks. They're not delivering sacks this year.
Oh wow!
And of course, Bosa's. That's right. That has a lot to do with it. But still, that has not been what they're prolific at. Thank you, David. I appreciate you jumping in.
Is he in Australia watching this right now?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm assuming that
it's probably about noon out in Australia right now, depending on where he is.
Yeah, he's going like this because
going down under. He's in a kangaroo pouch.
Thank you. You see, you could just. You know what?
I know every stick. We
could be a great charades team.
I'm like Ed McMahon, you know. I feel like I'm your Ed McMahon to your Johnny Carson over here.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine us in charades?
Oh, we'd fucking kick ass, man.
It would be like in the music trivia. I have to act something out, and I go like this, and you go, "Owner of a Lonely Heart."
Yes,
that's correct.
Hell.
I know, it's funny. David says it's after 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that must put him. Oh, he's either in Adelaide or East Coast, like Melbourne, Sydney.
But, and look at this. The Bears are leading the Eagles.
I have not seen any of that game. I was watching Ipswich Town, which was a disappointment.
But here's what I want to say as we continue to talk about the Browns is that 6-6 teams leading the AFC North, that kind of thing, and Pittsburgh's trying to fight their way back to the top to be 6-6. You know, it's really a lot of mediocrity, and there has been a definitive swing toward defense in the NFL, and you're not seeing the 400-yard passing games and quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, who've had a history of really pulling these types of performances off. And the Chiefs are having trouble scoring points. And I'm seeing it all over the league that a lot of the big chunk plays are being unsuccessful. The Lions are having hell, no matter what Dan Campbell says. Well, I've taken over the offense. Good job, Bucky.
Dan Campbell.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at Jared Goff as their quarterback, and he's not a long ball thrower. And you're looking at teams where I say if at any time in history, I mean, we have no shining star like Tom Brady. We've got guys who were supposed to be the next, like Joe Burrow, but he hasn't played enough, and he's playing for an incompetent organization. But name the quarterbacks. Mahomes is still out there, but he's kind of slowed down. And they're kind of running toward the end of their crest. Yeah. And who are the Bills? It's the same way. They're just
very Jim Kelly like.
I mean they're too close to mediocrity to say, oh, these are great quarterbacks. It's tough right now, and the 49ers. Brock Purdy was supposed to be the answer. We knew
he isn't.
Well, and this is what I feel about this. Brock Purdy was a low draft pick, and he had a weak arm.
Yeah.
And they just needed to get some tape on him, just to get film on him.
Yeah.
And this, and the thing is, he came in doing great. What can you say about Dylan Gabriel? They already had him figured out.
Yeah.
And his arm isn't going to get stronger. And you have to have the ability to stretch the field to some degree. And he's weak armed. And, so now they have a former failed quarterback. Where was he? Where was May, the quarterback, in New England?
Oh, Derek May or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Well, he's the one who's playing for the 49ers.
New England. Well, wait. I'm getting two guys confused. Somebody will confuse me.
Yeah. Let me go look up the.
Well, I mean, the fact that the
Mac Jones. I'm sorry, Mac Jones. He was the Alabama guy.
Who reminds me of Mac Davis for some reason.
Yeah. Don't get hooked on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The actually he did. Didn't he throw to the wide receiver? What was his name? Nick Nolte?
Yeah. North Dallas 40.
Yeah.
I
mean, Mac Jones is having a dynamic year. He's completing 69.6% of his passes. He's averaging 7.5 yards per completion. He's averaging 239 yards per game. He has a long of 56, 13 touchdowns, only 6 picks. And he's been sacked only 16 times, which is a lot lower than a lot of the other quarterbacks that we've been facing. And he has a 97.4 rating on the year.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. And Purdy was with 8 TDs and 7 interceptions, you see, in the 4 games that he played.
He's got a Purdy mouth, though. I mean,
you got a Purdy mouth.
Oh, I'm in that sort of mood, man.
That's one thing about doing the show. It picks all of our spirits up, except the viewers. They're like, oh, not this shit again.
No.
The other thing about the San Francisco 49ers is they have to live and die right now with Mac Jones completing 69.6% of his passes. You understand why they're not a quick strike team, and their star, McCaffrey, the running back, not nearly as good as what we remember. He's got 796 yards of the season, but only 3.7 yards per carry.
Okay.
So his long of the season, 20 yards. So there's, and 66 yards per game. They're not getting the kind of running game that they need to kind of offset the weaker armed quarterback. Now, again, they're winning. They're 8-4, but if you look at the games that they've played, it ain't pretty the way, or it ain't Purdy the way they're winning. I mean, these are their most recent, they beat the Seahawks 17-13. They beat the Saints, who is nobody, 26-21. They beat Arizona, great shakes there, 16-15.
Oh.
These are from the beginning of the season. They lost to Jacksonville. They won 26-23 over LA.
Which one, the Rams or the Chargers?
The Chargers.
Oh, yeah. A bit more impressive. It was the Rams.
They lost to Baker Mayfield, astoundingly, 30-19. So
wow.
And then they beat Atlanta, and your mom could beat them with a stick. 20-10. They lost to Houston, who's not exactly gung-ho this year, 26-15. And they beat the New York Football Giants 34-24 because probably the Giants gave up all the points in the fourth quarter, I'd imagine. Yeah. The second game against LA, they lost 42-26.
Wow.
So
They're consistently inconsistent, as we say here.
they beat Arizona 41-22, and they beat Carolina in their last game 20-9. But the thing is that Purdy has played the last 2 games, and I'm not sure who is starting at quarterback. But what I can say is that Jones has put up much better numbers
Wow.
than Purdy has. But be that as it may, this team is not a team that is blowing the doors off people.
Well, how are
And
they going to play in the snow? I mean, this is a tough one to call. I mean,
and David is saying that Purdy is back as the starter. So he's the guy. And again, maybe with the conditions that are going to be going to prevail on the field, that's better for a possession kind of game. But we'll see what happens. There's going to be pass rush involved. It's a field going to be too sloppy to get a good grip. That can really help a quarterback if the defensive front can't dig in and really rush at the quarterback, give him some extra time back there. But I'm not overly impressed with the 49ers. They're 8-4. They're doing well, but they're not an 8-4 team that I'm like terrified of facing.
no, they sound like a team like the Steelers were good record, but didn't beat anybody worth talking about.
And Ron Luffin
Yeah.
brings up a real good point. They
good
haven't
one.
had their
Oh,
bye,
man.
and they played Monday, so they're on a short week.
Oh,
There's
don't bet on this game at all.
don't
Stay
bet
away
ever, but
Don't stay away from this game.
no. So there's that. Meanwhile, I'm not hearing anything from the Cleveland press about this game. What I'm reading are things like,
There's the college game tomorrow that's probably taking up a lot of airspace, but
yeah. Something. This is foolishness. Now, Ashley Bastock has learned from the wrong person, and
careful now.
No, I mean, if you want to be a credible reporter, you don't say something like this.
Okay, what's she done now?
All right. This is about Shedeur not getting a game ball from the head coach after the last game. I think it's such a non-issue, Ashley Bastock emphasized. I think it's funny that it has become an issue. I think it is something out of nothing. It just goes to show people are looking for anything about Shedeur Sanders, and I think so much of the time, like even when you're positive about the guy, and then this. Even when you're positive about the guy, nothing is positive enough. Wow. That's marginalizing somebody, folks.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, which I'll leave in the suitcase.
Yeah, I mean, it's can't you be happy that we won a goddamn football game? Just because you're happy we won doesn't mean that Shedeur is going to be the quarterback forever. He's going to be judged, hopefully, upon how well he does and the opportunity he's given.
Yeah, Tony's making a point. There's some people in the chat with a little mobile icon next to their thing, and poor old Rick May, who doesn't have the little icon, and Tony's saying it's 2 different chat rooms. So,
that's really intriguing because the
StreamYard's showing all of them. So yeah,
everything comes into the studio that I can see your comments. Yeah, because I can see that Tony the Calf is on vertical.
Yeah, he's
okay.
The vertical guy.
All right. So
normally he's horizontal, asleep.
This goes. How can I put this simply? going out to YouTube, you can view it either vertically or horizontally. The other sources, you can watch it on X
Oh.
Live, and that will always be in
Oh.
landscape. That'll always be in landscape. And you can watch it on Facebook. That'll always be in landscape. The only thing that is being used, and it took me a while to figure this out, is it can be seen. And the reason on YouTube, if people have phones, it will like to
Flip
revert
over, yeah.
to vertical as opposed to landscape. So
Wow.
that it's just kind of a, I don't know.
I don't know either.
But the fact of the matter is, if you post something, Tony, I can see what you say. And
Yeah.
so I'm getting all of that.
A fantasy chat room.
Yeah. As far as the whole Shador stuff, he's going to have a snoutful of trouble with Robert Saleh's defense, because Saleh's more, well, the one thing, his guys don't miss tackles. They're very technically sound, and they love to disguise things.
Yeah.
It isn't like the Ravens where they're just going to, the kitchen sink coming at you. He's going to get you and trap you by getting you to look at something that you think is one thing that's really another.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the test for Shador early on in his career, for however much of a chance he gets, is does he fall into traps, or does he have the ability to read situations? And it's going to be hard. The first time around that you face teams in the NFL, the speed of the game is one thing, but the read, it's the speed and the read, and it's the speed of the read. It's a whole series of things. And you saw Shador fall into a trap last week when he threw a ball where three men were converging basically on Jerry Jeudy, which they didn't have to in the end do, because Jeudy would have dropped it or tackled himself, right?
Or fumbled it out of bounds, or through the end zone, or whatever.
So
I don't know, man. I hope the lad doesn't get 3 turnovers and then everybody starts downing on him.
But everybody will, you're only as good as the last thing you did. And the fans are thankless. And I sat patiently watching Dylan Gabriel go 1-5. And I said, with all the mediocrity in the National Football League, we should be able to do better than that. And that's, I
don't know.
And Rick May is saying that he thinks the Niners are going to prevail 23-10.
I don't know, man. Stay away from this game. Anything could happen.
The Raiders have 15th ranked defense. Everyone said the Crosby was going to have 5 sacks. Yeah, what happened? He only showed up in the second half of the game. That's what happened. And why, I'm not exactly sure. And again, everybody is talking about Myles Garrett. And what I saw on Cleveland media, on their web pages, was why, the talk shows, why, if you're going to bet on something, bet on Myles Garrett getting 0 sacks. Only in Cleveland.
Oh, gee. Oh.
I mean, it may happen. It may not happen. But why would you go with that expectation? I don't understand it. And I'm with you, Aurelius. I just like to shove it down people's throats. The whole thing about it is whether you're winning or losing, and it doesn't matter who's at the reins. I wouldn't have had a problem with Dylan Gabriel if he
won. Yeah, he wasn't winning.
and losing to lousy teams.
And not being competitive at all.
No, he just didn't look like he was comfortable out there, and he looked exceedingly limited in what he could do.
No,
now,
he was, the last 45 quarterbacks, he was in the bottom 10 easily. So
the other thing is Jim Schwartz has this tremendous career history against Kyle Shanahan's system. And
Oh God, I mean,
we heard about this before.
Everything you're saying tells me to avoid this game.
Trap game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, short week, playing at home on a bad field. The 49ers aren't used to playing in snow. Yeah. And Schwartz's record. Yeah. There's a lot of things pointing to that it may not be the outcome that you want.
Well,
but
I think what we want is Andre Schmidt to somehow eke a field goal through a blinding snowstorm, and win the game 3-0. That would work for me.
I mean, NFL.com is saying they're all picking the 49ers to win.
Yeah, well, that's foolishness. With all this shit going on, they can't say that for certain.
But look what they're projecting. 20-16, 23-16, 19-17, 19-16, 24-12. And if you've been watching if you're only unfamiliar with the Browns and you're looking at what they've accomplished during the course of the season offensively, you're missing an important point. And that this guy, Shedeur, has big plays in him.
Absolutely.
I think that he also probably has big mistakes like holding on to the ball too long, getting sacked, and things like that. Now, he did definitely get better in his second appearance than he did in that one half performance that he had the week before. But, my estimation of things, and the Browns players were lining up in their press conferences. Joel Bitonio was saying that, Shedeur seems to have some real raw materials and got to keep working him. And, Myles Garrett I thought Myles Garrett's comment was really the most interesting thing. And it says a lot. He said, when I saw Shedeur rolling out and I saw the hit he took and he threw the ball up in the air and I said, who in the heck is he throwing to? And then I saw whatever his name is.
Isaiah Bond.
James Bond. Get under it and catch it. He says, and this is what he said literally in the press conference. He said, and he's like, oh, he's got to catch it. He caught it. Oh, I hope he doesn't fumble it out into the end zone.
Oh, no.
Honest to God.
Oh, it's happened to him too, man. The guy needs to, in some ways, I would love to see Garrett get a ring somewhere, and, I don't know, man. It is.
Hey,
weird.
Heston, how you doing, man? Long time no see.
Yeah. I'm picking the score 5-3. I think the Browns can get a safety in this game. Garrett, holding in the end zone. But it's going to be, it has all the makings of that one Buffalo game all those years ago. It was like 6-0 or whatever.
Yeah. Last week I said, screen passes, because they're going to see monkey do. They're going to look at what the Ravens did, and they're going to send everybody, and we can catch them in situations where if we can line our blockers up against a couple of guys they have out there, we can outnumber them. And that's exactly what happened with the Dylan Sampson screen pass. Now, this is not going to be so easy because Robert Saleh is
well, he knows what he's doing.
Not only that, he's just so picky about the details of the defense and tackling technique. You don't see his defense missing tackles.
No.
And if the O-line can block for 2 seconds, we have a chance. What it comes down to is you got to run the football, and you got to get Judkins back into the, and you got to start opening some holes for him and bully balling your way down the field. And when they start bringing men up closer to the line of scrimmage, we now have a quarterback who can get the ball down the field. And that's going to be the hope that we have. The problem is, as long as Jerry Jeudy is on the field, I don't believe that he is going to try to win.
Well, we got to play Isaiah Bond and Tillman. We can't. There's no other choice, really, is there?
Well, and this is all part of the thing. If running the football is difficult, you use little outlet passes like that in lieu of running sweeps and getting the ball quickly outside.
Okay.
And getting your one of your other wide receivers, your tight end, to come over and block. Then you have like your guy, if he can beat his man. There's going to be like, 3 tacklers out there, and our 2 guys do their job, and then it's mano a mano. If Dylan Sampson or Judkins puts a move on him and there's nobody else out there, get up a head of steam and you can get a 10 to 12 yard gain. I didn't expect to, whatever it was.
The thing about Shador is that he can throw it out there quickly.
Yes.
The
he
thing
just
about
flicks
Gabriel,
his wrist.
if Gabriel does that play, it's fucking pick six, or it's incomplete, or it's or it's a backward pass, or whatever.
Shador is a much more relaxed passer, and Dylan Gabriel is really wound up, and you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. He'll look and then he winds up, and but Shador just flicks the wrist. The pass that he threw to Jerry Jeudy pissed all over,
was a beautiful thing.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the whole thing. He rolled out and he gestured with his hand, get down the field. You're open, you schmuck. And he laid the ball in soft like a baby's butt. And, it looked like anybody could catch that ball because it was just soft. And there was touch. Same thing on the really difficult pass to Bond. He just, he has a knack for leading receivers in deep patterns, and the one that he missed to Bond in his first appearance for his half a game was just too deep in the end zone, but he threw it at the right time.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And the other one, the Larvidan, that Larvidan couldn't haul in,
got killed.
was right there.
Yeah.
The ball was where it was supposed to be, and I haven't been seeing that all year from Dylan Gabriel.
The total opposite of Mayfield when he first started was throwing 95-mile-an-hour fastballs all the time, which was the extreme of opposite of Dylan Gabriel. So, Shador throws a great pass. Let's leave it at that, really.
And then you got Pete Prisco saying the 49ers 21, the Browns 20.
Where are they getting all these points from? I mean,
well, I
don't know.
Well, you never know when turnovers are going to rear their ugly head. You never know who's going to get short fields. You don't know that. And so, but again, they're all picking the 49ers to win, but close. And all hell could break loose, assuming that the fans show up, which I'm not sure.
Bad weather. And
if he comes out, meaning Shador, and he's throwing dimes out there, and the crowd is going to get into it, and that can make a huge difference because the defense, what Myles Garrett was really saying in his press conference after the game is, I was just hoping the offense wouldn't go out there and fuck it up again. That's exactly what he was saying.
And who could blame him? I mean, we've all been saying that. The fact that he has actually phrased it in that way is a total credit to him, because if it'd been me, I would have done that.
If we have a quarterback who becomes somebody who can get points on the board, and I'm not talking about 30 points, for God's sakes. Let's be fair about this. If the Browns can pull off a win, it's going to require 24 points to do it. All right. That's what we're talking about. The difference between getting 16 points, 3 field goals and a touchdown versus 3 touchdowns and a field goal. And a lot of things can affect that. Turnovers can affect that. But one thing is, if he has the ability to make big plays and he continues to do that, which that's asking a lot, I know. But the defense that we have can exert itself and get off the field quickly and rest themselves more. And if Shador can keep moving the ball down the field, get the thing with Shador is the time of possession, which you want to be able to control in the league in general, if you have a guy who can make big plays, then you have something. There is one other thing I wanted to talk about a concern that I have, and that's Cedric Tillman not running out patterns. We saw it again last week, and I didn't have a chance to mention it on the program. A deep ball that was that he just stopped running on. It was a flag pattern, and he just stopped running. And you just can't do that in this league.
Well, he's lost the will to live then, I'm not trying, I am sort of half trying to excuse him, but, if you're run out there and you're never thrown to and you're a permanent decoy, it's going to prey on your mind, isn't it? So,
all right, Mark Hill. He was setting up a move, but not focused. You can say whatever you want about Jerry Jeudy. I don't want him on the field because in the worst case, if I'm right and he's involved with gambling syndicates,
he's going to prison.
He's going to prison. And so he's not going to be on the roster. And at the very best, if he's not paying attention, then I don't want him on the field. Yeah, and Shedeur Sanders doesn't want him on the field. And I believe that Shedeur's passes are more easily caught than Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, more easily caught than virtually any quarterback we've seen for a long time.
So, the question is he going to have time to find some of these guys? I want to see more of Fannin. I want to see who he ends up, if he gets this opportunity and it lasts for a while, who he develops chemistry with. Is any quarterback going to discover David Njoku again?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I think Fannin and Shedeur probably are the Kelsey and Mahomes type of thing going on. Yeah, I can dream, can't I?
The answer to Real Talk 279.
Well, that's what we do. That is clearly how the Browns operate.
I'm not sure that this is a final change. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dylan Gabriel again a week from now. Honest to God. I mean,
anything can happen.
Anything can
Bailey
happen.
Zappi, Deshaun Watson, anything can happen.
I'm, by the way,
NBA
I'm saying the Browns will win 24-20. All right. So I'm being hopeful, and let's see if the young man can pull off another win. And
I think the weather shit, that's going to be, all bets are off.
Well, you don't know what's going to happen. With a slick ball, anything can happen. And Saleh's guys are solid tacklers and strip guys. That's going to be, something that's going to have to be drilled into our running backs and to our wide receivers. My thoughts on the Cavs and the Hawks. I mean, the Hawks are 11-8. Trae Young is still not playing. Porzingis, who's an important figure for this team because of his height, is a game time decision. They're not sure.
Oh, okay.
For us, we don't have Sam Merrill again, but Darius Garland is not on the list. Jarrett Allen, who was listed as out, is now, they're saying that he is going to play. The last that I read in Atlanta.
Wow.
And so we will have Donovan. We will have Darius. We will have DeAndre Hunter. We will have Jalen Tyson.
We will have
Evan Mobley.
Naquan Tomlin.
Naquan Tomlin we'll have Lonzo Ball. We're not going to have Sam Merrill, who I think is an important part of the equation for three-point accuracy. But we haven't been healthy all year, and we slowly – and again, if there's a blessing in disguise, if one of these young players – Jalen Tyson is getting a lot more burn than anyone expected, and he's living up to it. He's putting up double-digit point games, and he's showing that he can reliably hit the three-point shot.
Well,
so that's all we were asking was 3-and-D from him, but he's even giving us a little bit more than that.
Well, a month ago, I was moaning about how awful he was, and that was the beginning of October. But he's had a fucking learning curve, and I'll eat my words. And he's gotten much better. And I think he's on the same learning curve that Shedeur Sanders is on. So let's let these lads play and see how they get on. I mean, they have ability, and they have a roof that they can climb towards. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just, as far as the Cavaliers and the Hawks are concerned, uh, you know, again,
I
Craig
think the Cavs
Porter.
have more motivation to win this game because it's a cup game, and the Cavs can pile on the points and get that second, that wild card position. Which, now I know a lot of people don't care about it, but it's like a European thing that the NBA are trying to do with this cup, and I'm all for it. But not a lot of people are. But anyway.
Now, from my perspective, Craig Porter Jr.'s game time decision, I'd like to think that, he can make up some points that Sam Merrill leaves behind. Dean Wade is a game time decision. I always think that it's going to lean to the negative with him because it takes him forever. Merrill is definitely out. They're saying Jared Allen is a game time decision. I've heard that he is going to try to play with the finger. And what I'm seeing right now is that Porzingis is out, and that hurts them just because of the height issue. The thing when you're playing any team, especially a team like Atlanta, is the up and down the floor athleticism kinds of stuff. And you look at their roster of players and who their stat leaders are. Johnson is averaging 21 and a half and 9.5 rebounds and 7 assists. So as a do-it-all forward, he has been fantastic for them. Porzingis is averaging 18.7 points. You take those points out of their lineup, that's going to be hard to come by because they don't have Trae Young either. Alexander Walker is 18.6 per game. And Okonkwo, who's power forward, is 16.4 points a game. Reece Shea, who can have a big game. He's a very talented young European player who is a top pick.
He's deadly. You leave him open, he's deadly.
Yeah, and so he gets about 24 minutes a game. And Krejci is another guard who all these names I've just named are all averaging double digits. And even Daniels, their backup guard, is averaging 9.9, so basically 10 points a game. Kennard, who's a little bit old, but still is averaging 8 points a game, and he can light you up from 3 if you stand there and watch him. So what it always comes down to is, what do you bring on the road? And,
Well, Cavs haven't played in days, man. They haven't played for like 3-4 days.
And that's the reason we're getting some of our guys back. I think that's
and there's more incentive for them to win and also to run up the score. So take that with as you will.
Yeah, they're both angry dogs, Cameron. Yeah, that's right. I want to see this kind of chemistry develop on the team, and it's the same thing with the Cavaliers. I want a guy like Naquan Tomlin. He's just an energy guy. He's an energizer bunny guy. And I want to see how he settles in getting some regular. There's no reason to have Larry Nance Jr. burning minutes when you have a young player who is faster, jumps higher, has better legs,
and can get better.
That's right, and has upside. And it's kind of important to be able to look at that and take a look and say, hey, this is what we gotta see if this guy's got something more to him. He's lightweight right now. He needs to put on muscle, and his 3-point shot looks a little funny to me. I looked at his stats in the G League, and he's somewhere between 30 and 35% from 3. I suspect he can shoot it a little better than that, but again, when we got our hands on his name just jumped out of my head. The guy for goodness.
Lonzo Ball.
No, Lonzo Ball can't shoot.
No.
But I am blanking. Oh, that is embarrassing.
Well, I still like Tyrese Proctor too. I've liked it the whole
The
time.
guy who played for the Nets and Karis LeVert. God, I'm just blanking.
Oh, God.
Karis LeVert had a history of being a poor 3-point shooter, and he got a little bit better. The question is, can a guy go from being a 32% 3-point shooter to a 36, 37% 3-point shooter? People forget that Kevin Love was about a 37, 38% 3-point shooter. If he could get to that mark and give us energy, Naquan Tomlin could be a fantastic addition to this team. And it plays into the hands of the faster moving up and down NBA. So this is a good thing. And yeah, we always need a strong bench, Mr. Shane. And so far, the Cavaliers, it's not last year, and there ain't no 15-0. But what I can say is that in games in which they didn't have anyone playing, kind of hung around. But right now, the way it's been is without Darius Garland, it's been as Donovan Mitchell goes, so goes the team. And he seems to be a little bit tired in the previous days, and relying on him almost exclusively in the fourth quarter. I really want to see Darius Garland get out there and take some of the weight off of Donovan's shoulders. And I just want to see Evan Mobley catch and shoot. Stop the dribbling shit. Stop the
just
dribbling.
Relax too, man.
Yeah.
Mobley needs to relax.
So right now he's in his own head.
Yeah. In his head.
Here we go. This is going 360 degrees, isn't it?
Wow. We're segueing.
Yeah, I want to see if there was anything else here. There is one thing that I got to get out of here. After losing to the Browns, the Raiders are in an apoplectic shock.
Free fall.
I don't know if you saw Geno Smith gave the finger to the home team crowd.
No.
Oh, yes, he did. Geno Smith, who was getting booed, just flipped him the bird. And now later in the week, he's saying, I wish I could have done better. And he says he's shouldering the blame for the offensive coordinator's firing. So things are not real healthy in Raider land. So I thought that was interesting that, and the fans don't want to see Geno Smith now because he flipped them off. So everybody's got problems in one way or another. But that's it for this edition of Boohead Radio. I will be back on Sunday for the halftime and the postgame show. And hopefully we'll have something good to talk about. So thanks a lot for tuning in. And let me get this off the screen. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. And until Sunday, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.
Until we meet again.